And good evening, everyone. Welcome here to El Dorado for El Dorado Bronco baseball on a warm and muggy Friday. Kurt Caton here with you. Sorry, my camera locked up as we just started, so I had to make a new link. You'll notice that's listed as P2. It's too lazy to put part 2. And the Broncos taking on Oklahoma City tonight. Ryan Harrell led off by getting hit by a pitch. Jared Birch just rolled into a 6-4-3 double play. You might have seen that. And here we are with the third batter of the inning, one in the hole. Tanner Sheets tracks it down, throw over to first in time to get Jarrett Anton. And easy inning for the Broncos, even easier for me. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Oklahoma City 0, El Dorado coming to bat. Great to have you tuned in tonight. I'll give you all the lineups here in just a moment. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. And let's take a look at the lineups here. I'll get the Bronco defense for you when they go back on the field in the top of the second inning. The batting order for El Dorado tonight, Caleb Littlejim leads off. Jarrett Coyne is DHing tonight, batting second. Tanner Sheets third. John Sorensen fourth. Aaron Mack fifth. Austin Toth sixth. Connor Allen seventh. Jordan Anstandig eighth. And Tucker Catlett will bat ninth for El Dorado. For Oklahoma City out in the field tonight, as I get my cords all straight here, they've got from left to right, it's Ashton Francis in left field. Seth Graves is in center. Sharp ball to short. That goes off of right. Tough play. And we're going to give Little Jim a base hit on that one. That was hard hit, and Wright had to move to his right, trying to get in front of that hot smash. And so Little Jim rewarded with a hit. And that'll bring up Jarrett Coyne. So Ashton Francis in left, Seth Graves in center, and Jared Birch is in right field for Oklahoma City. Throw over, and Little Jim's back in. Around the infield for the Indians, AJ Anatsugu is over at third. Drew Wright is at short. The second baseman is Jarrett Anton. And at first base, Seth Delgado. Jake Vernon is behind the plate. And Coyne hits it off the glove of the third baseman. That's probably going to be a hit too. Another hard hit ball. And 2 straight singles to start. And Gary, they always say hit them where they're not. Well, or you can hit them. You can hit them where they're almost not. Oklahoma City's been really close to having 2 outs. Instead, they're going to have to deal with runners at first and second. The Broncos have come out stinging the ball against the pitcher for Oklahoma City, Case Woodard, out of Rogers State. That's in Midwest City. Claremore. Sheets looks upstairs at ball 1. Tanner Sheets has been a hot batter of late for El Dorado. In fact, he's taken the lead in batting average for the squad. He is continuing to rise up. He's at 308 on the summer. Right-handed batter is Sheets. Woodard with his sign. The pitch. And Sheets, broken bat. It's a grounder to right, over to second for 1, to first. Double play. The handle of the bat is all that was left. The barrel of the bat actually went to the backstop. Tanner Sheets was a little shocked there as he was holding just a handle. Usually a broken bat goes out into the field. That's very odd. So a room service 6-4-3 for OKC. 2 away. And here's John Sorensen. Looked at ball one, bounces this one to first, got it on the big hop, did Delgado, and he will retire Sorensen. So a promising start turns into nada. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 1 complete from El Dorado's McDonald's Stadium. Oklahoma City 0, El Dorado 0. Here on YouTube. Top of the second inning, a very quick first inning here tonight. Oklahoma City's lineup, I'll see if I can run this down real quick for you. It is Ryan Harrell, Jared Birch, Jarrett Anton, then Seth Delgado, he's up right now, Ashton Francis and AJ Inatsugu, Seth Graves, Jake Vernon, Drew Wright. And the pitch is bounced to short. Little Jim gets a nice hop, throws over to first, and that's the first out of the inning. We like the 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Ashton Francis for Oklahoma City. And finally, let me give you the Broncos in the field. From left to right, it's Jordan Anstandig in left field, Connor Allen's in center, and Austin Toth is in right. Good to see Tucker Catlett back on the field. He's been dealing with a meniscus issue, but he's back out there tonight. Caleb Littlejim is at short, Tanner Sheets at second, John Sorensen at first base tonight. Aaron Mack behind the plate, and our first look of the year at Frank Souza, a high fly ball into left. Anstandig calls off Little Jim. He's got the catch for the second out. 3 pitches, 2 outs. For the pitcher tonight, Frank Souza. Marching. I was going to say, are there 76 trombones out here? Dylan's looking at us saying, well, you guys are too old. What are you talking about over there? Jimmy might be saying that too, for heaven's sakes. Pitch to Natsugu out of the zone, 2-0. Oklahoma City was here early in this homestand, and you might remember they played on the 4th of July. They spoiled it, although it was a festive crowd here. 3-0 now to Natsugu. Oklahoma City played a really good game that Wednesday night of the 4th of July. It came back Thursday with 2 7-inning games that were swept by El Dorado. And the 3-0 is in there for a strike. El Dorado seemingly at that point had good momentum going into a huge 6-game set with Hayes and Liberal. However, some hard-fought losses for really 5 pretty competitive games. Last night was kind of an aberration, or I should say Wednesday night. The Broncos committed 6 errors, very uncharacteristic. Here's a 3-2, and Inatsugu hits it hard but slices it out of play. Liberal has had El Dorado's number this year. They're 6-0. The BJs against El Dorado, and 5 of the 6 games were all pretty close. And Atsugu put good wood on this one right out to center field, and Connor Allen barely has to move to make that catch. 3 up, 3 down for Frank Souza as he's leading the band here today. We go to the bottom of the second inning, no score. So time for the bottom of the second inning. No score between El Dorado and Oklahoma City. Again, these are non-league games, but I didn't think so as we were looking at this whole homestand. But after what happened in the last 6 games, these 3 games might come at a good time to get everyone a chance to relax a little bit. First pitch pop-up. Obviously, the games didn't go as the Broncos had hoped. They were certainly hoping for better. I had predicted before the homestand a 4-2 stretch against Hayes and Liberal. I was off. But you get these 3 games in, you can get some different players out there, give some guys some rest, because there's 8 monumental games coming up if El Dorado wants to play in the NBC World Series. They are still playing for something. Mack fouls this one. It will not stay in play. The Broncos have a home and home with both Derby and Hayesville, and El Dorado has 4 road games at Dodge City. There's the 1-2, and that's out of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Or make it toe.
Here comes a 2-2 from Case Woodard, and that one's bounced into the OKC dugout as they scramble out of the way. Aaron Mack, a .231 hitter. 6 for 26, a double and a triple. And the 2-2. And that one served into center field, a base hit for Aaron Mack. So our beer batter, and I saw some of the fans who are like maybe Oklahoma City fans, I saw them get a smile on their face when they heard that there might be half-price beer. Austin Toth is the beer batter tonight. And the first pitch to Austin is low. Boy, the pressure is mounting, Gary, for the guy going up there knowing that half-price beer weighs on his shoulder. 1-0, bigger grown than normal. 2 balls and no strikes to Austin Toth. The pitch from Woodard is a strike. It's right across the letters, 2-1. Well, it's nice to hear from my first email of the night. CadenBroadcasting@gmail.com came from Donna and Bert Hershey, grandparents of Jordan and Stan Digg. And they were here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then they made the long drive back to near Detroit. It's a long drive, isn't it, Dylan? 15 hours, Dylan Zenzel says. Now, Bert said he wanted to drive all the way through. Said Donna wanted to maybe stop maybe Chicago area. So I wonder who won that battle. Toth did go on that. He tried to check and couldn't hold up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But most important thing, good to hear Donna and Bert made it all the way from southern Kansas to Michigan. And miss seeing you guys here already. They're over to first and bouncing in there. Nice stop by Delgado. Aaron Mack singled to start off the second inning. El Dorado had 2 straight singles to start the first inning from Little Jim and Coyne. But then a 6-4-3 double play and a ground out to first ended the threat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Woodard, that one sails outside, and it's 3-2. So the beer batter's gone full. Walk. I still think home run should be like free beer, but I don't have to. I'm not flipping that tab, though. And that one bounces in. So no half-price beer this time. A walk. And a collective groan. Even when he walks, oh. So, again, the first 2 are on for El Dorado. Connor Allen comes up. And these 3 games could be good for Connor to see if he can. Boy, he started out so well this summer for El Dorado and has seen his average fall down to 221. And it's that strikeout number that really has hurt Connor. 46 strikeouts in 95 at bats. And he got under this one, lifts it out into left center field. He still hit it well. Going out there is Graves, and it got away from the left fielder. It's going to be a hit. The runners are right on their shoelaces, and it is Mack and Toth coming in, and now a throw down to third and out. So Connor Allen is out going to third, but he scores 2 runs on a double. Tough play out in left field. That one just kept on carrying. There's not a lot of wind. So that put out went 7. I didn't see who the caught out was. It finished at 5. It finished at 5. I think it went 7-2-5. They threw home and 7-2-5, but 2 RBIs for Connor Allen, and that is great to see. So a 2-0 Bronco lead, and boy, that was fun seeing Toth right on the heels of Aaron Mack. Mack, of course, was waiting to see if it was caught. Toth was at first, so he could linger a little bit. Here's one in the hole, right with a slide. He's got it, but that'll be a base hit for Jordan Anstandig. Anstandig would have been Gary's first pick for the beer batter was Jordan, but then we realized he'd already been it once. I still remember when Jordan got the hit, I saw Jason Anstandig go out and buy, I think he came back with like 8 Bud Lights or something. He was giving them to people he didn't know, I think. And the pitch and lifted into foul territory. Delgado will have a chance at this near the fence, but boy, that's tough. He doesn't know the park that well. And it starts slanting a little bit towards the fence too. So you're kind of running downhill. And you know the fence is awful close. And looking up in the sun to add more trouble there. Tucker Catlett is up there for the Broncos. Well, Donna Hershey reports that Burt, I can't believe Burt won that go straight through or go halfway. Here's the pitch outside to Tackett. Dylan, you're right. Donna Hershey says it took 15 hours in horrible traffic. They didn't do what the Coins did. The Coins left right after a game, so they drove. Chicago traffic's always bad, isn't it? Catlett off the facing of the covering here. Ricochets back into play. Foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, nonetheless, Donna, glad you're back there. Sure enjoyed meeting you folks. Certainly one of the fun parts of this gig is getting to chat on email and whatnot with folks. But then when the parents and grandparents come to visit, that's when it really is fun for me. This one drifts outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So appreciate Donna and Bert's time. Bert bought me a hot dog and water the other night too. Two balls, 2 strikes to Catlett. The pitch, and he foul tipped it, still in there. Jason Anstandig is looks like, now is that a year? Let's see the picture. I think he's holding one of those Bud Lights right now as he watches the game on his TV. He's got it plugged in. Up the middle, and it goes to Woodard, over to second for 1, to first, double play. So a 1-6-3 double play gets Oklahoma City out of the inning, but the Broncos do cash in. 2 runs on 3 hits. We go to the third. Broncos 2 and the Indians 0. Time for the top of the third inning. 2-0 in favor of El Dorado. And say hello to Joseph Chin. He was very important to our broadcast the first time OKC was here. And first pitch swinging out to Tanner Sheets and over to first for the first out. Again, one pitch, one out for Frank Souza. That's about 3 or 4 times tonight, isn't it, Gary? So one away, and that'll bring up Jake Vernon. That was, by the way, Seth Graves batting as he hit too quick for me. But Joseph Chin is watching and listening. His son, Cade, I wonder if we'll see him this weekend, I would think. I thought he pitched a good game when he was here in that doubleheader. Had a little bit of bad luck. So here's Jake Vernon. First pitch from Frank Souza, and that one's golfed out into left field and deep. Anstandig going back. He'll slow up at the track and make the catch. Boy, it sure looked like that was traveling maybe over the wall, but may have gotten just a little bit too under that. Obviously, he did. So that was 2 pitches. So we're again, just like in the second inning, 3 pitches, 2 outs. Oh, that was the first pitch? Well, you can't do any better than that. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Here's Drew Wright, the shortstop that Gary and I were really impressed with when he was here last week. And he's been tested early in this game, really having to range in the hole, and took a hard shot that kind of glanced off his glove. Here's a 1-0, and that one's bounced up the middle. Little Jim won't get there. It's a 2-out single and the first hit for OKC. And yep, I think you're right. You already, Gary has said this is going to be a stolen base. And the pitch, and that one's chopped foul. Catlett, well, he tried to maybe be a little cute and try to keep it, make it look like it was fair, but it was foul, and then it went right through his glove. Let's see, Drew Wright. First time in game 1 last week, he went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. He had a couple of stolen bases. Then went 0 for 3. No balls and a strike here to Ryan Harrell. And then went 0 for 3 again. He is a tough guy on the bases, that's for sure. Curveball stays upstairs, and it's 1-1. Forgot, guys. Appreciate Ann Vernon, who emailed us a roster, and we were so smart. I forwarded that to Gary, who made copies, and now we actually have some names and colleges, or we wouldn't have one. So without Ann Vernon, we would be in big trouble. So thank you, Ann Vernon. And Gary printed it nice and big. He knew my eyes were bad too. This is easy to read. Ryan Harrell from Palomar College. And that fastball in there for a strike. I don't know if he was expecting maybe Wright to run there. That was pipelined right down the middle, and it almost looked like Harrell was taking. Harrell was hit by a pitch to lead off the game, but immediately erased on a 6-4-3 double play. Good lead for Wright's not going. And Harrell put good wood on it, but he's well out in front and hits it into the Bronco bullpen. So a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the third. Broncos lead 2-0. And the pitch, this one's rolled up the middle. The play's probably going to have to go to first. Little Jim bobbled, and that's not in time. Well, it's a tough play. A little bit of a bobble. What does Gary say? Going to be a hit. That's one of those, in the big leagues, you'll see him go with a bare hand there, and that's one of those kind of 50-50, even though Caleb had it with the glove. Boy, it had to be a quick transfer, and Harrell with good wheels. So 2 on and 2 out. And a first pitch ball to Jared Birch. And the pitch, and that one's bounced foul. Well, our sponsor tonight is Holly Frontier and United Steelworkers Local 241. And they brought a good crew here tonight to cheer on the Broncos, have some hamburgers and hot dogs, and enjoy some Friday night baseball. Great to have them here, and so many good sponsors in El Dorado. It's just fantastic. Pitch, and that one's hit out into left field. Coming on is Anstandig. A diving catch is made in left field by Jordan Anstandig. And that will end the inning. Couple of hits, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 El Dorado. Caleb Littleton will lead it off for El Dorado here in the top of the third inning. Well, those of you familiar with my broadcast, I like to give all the weather conditions after the first pitch. I had some camera issues. So again, on the archive, if you see a link that doesn't have P2, I was lazy instead of putting part 2. And I don't know, it must be someone OKC is here, I guess. I don't know. That happened, remember last time. My camera froze, so I wasn't able to give you the conditions. I'll give them to you here in a second. No balls and a strike. Little Jim hits it hard out into left field and going back and over the head of Francis. Little Jim hustling to second, and he will have a leadoff double. Francis, it didn't look like had a good read. It was hit, and I looked right at the left fielder, and he looked like it was going to be a line drive right to him. And then all of a sudden, he had that deer in the headlights look and started getting on his horse, and that ball sailed over his head. So a leadoff double will bring up Jarrett Coyne. Jarrett singled his first time. 2-0 Broncos, the pitch from Woodard, and Coyne trying to go the other way, fouls it out of play. So our temperature right now, well, we have a heat advisory. It expires at, I think, 8 o'clock tonight. It'll still be hot. It's 91 degrees here in El Dorado. Feels like 97. The dew point again right around 67. It's humid. Winds. That one fastball just missed. The umpire looked like he wanted to call it. And now the umpire says it was up. He sure looked like he wanted to say strike there. Bobby Shore thought the same thing. Winds, it says, are out of the south. I could believe 11 miles an hour. That's normal here at McDonald Stadium. Blown out to center and left field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jarrett Coyne. The pitch, a slow curve drops in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Case Woodard, the pitcher, goes to Rogers State University. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and almost got the back foot of Jarrett Coyne, 2-2. Jarrett's been hit 8 times. Yeah, Gary said that would have been 9 right there. That almost got him. Good lead for Little Jim. Woodard will step off. The Broncos early on here, 3 for 3 getting their leadoff guy on. They're 2 for 2 for getting their first 2 on. Jarrett Coyne trying to keep it 3 for 3. Little Jim on the move, and Coyne fouled it off. He had to protect with 2 strikes, but Little Jim had that base stolen. And then the pitch was a curveball, so that made it even more fortuitous for Little Jim had it not been fouled off. But Jarrett Coyne with a couple of strikes, staying alive. Nice crowd here at the yard tonight. There's some storms off. I'll have to put on my amateur meteorological hat here. Tell you in a second, here comes a 2-2 from Woodard. And Coyne bounces it right at the third baseman in Atsugu, and he throws over to first, and it got past Delgado. Rolls to the fence. Little Jim will score. Coyne to second. He'll stay there. That's got to be an error on the throw. Yep. No RBI for Jarrett Coyne, but a run scored. He put it in play, and that's the main thing. So an error on the third baseman in Atsugu. And it's 3-0 El Dorado. And for the third straight inning, their first 2 batters get on. Here comes Tanner Sheets, who had one of the more interesting broken bats. After he swung, the bat head went backwards. He hit it into fair territory, but the bat head went backwards, which I still don't know how that happened. And he was left holding just the knob of the handle. Broncos scored 2 in the second, 1 already home here in the third. 3-0 El Dorado. Woodard's got his sign. Coyne off of second base, the pitch, and Sheets waited on that curve, but he swung and missed. No balls and 1 strike. Right-handed pitcher is Woodard. And the delivery is just inside, 1-1. A ball and a strike. You know what? I got to quit, Gary, trusting the future cast that the weather folks tell me about. Here's a pitch to Sheets. That's hit up the middle and right. It got under his glove. Here comes Little Jim, and he'll stay there. Now he's being told to go home. Throw to second's over Wright's head, and Coyne will score. So Sheets will get a single. Will there be an error to get to second? Going to second on the throw. So no error. Coyne scores. And an RBI for Sheets. Here's John Sorensen. Again, Drew Wright getting tested to his left and his right. So I was watching the weather yesterday, finally a night off of driving to El Dorado. And the weather folks said that there may be a pop-up storm here or there. There's a chance for maybe a shower. Here's the pitch, and Sorensen well out in front of that. And it's 1-1. He had a mighty cut, and he was way out in front. As I look at the map, there is a ton of storms in northern Kansas. Manhattan, Junction City, stretching down to Lindsborg and McPherson. The pitch, high, ball 2-1. There's rain in Hutchinson right now. But really nothing from El Dorado south. Everything's north and west of us. And that pitch misses, 3-1. And the storms really, they've popped up and they're not really moving. So off to the distance here, I'm not sure if you can make it out on your picture there, but out to over left field, you can tell it's quite cloudy and dark out that way where the storms are, but they're not really progressing our way. There may be rain here later tonight. John Sorensen walks. Sheets moves there as Sheets remains at second. So 2 on, still nobody out for El Dorado, and here's Aaron Mack. Mack singled and scored his first time. 4-0 El Dorado, the pitch. And Mack hits it hard in the right field, a base hit. That will drop in. Sheets rounding third. He's coming to score. Going first to third is Sorensen. He is safe, and it's an RBI single for Aaron Mack. That was like a humpback liner. It sounded like he hit it well, and it started out there, and all of a sudden it dropped just outside of the infield, what looks like dirt. It's turf, but and just into the grass. So Aaron Mack with an RBI. Sorensen first to third, and Tanner Sheets scores. And Bobby Shore is going to go talk to Case Woodard. The El Dorado Bats have been lively tonight here in the first 3 innings. And Austin Toth coming up. He is the beer batter here tonight. My email address is cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's CADEN, Caden Broadcasting. More hits in these 3 innings than we saw in 12 innings against Liberal on Tuesday night. More than twice. Of course, that was the game where the Liberal relief pitchers threw 7 innings of no-hit ball against El Dorado. First pitch to Toth, trying to go the other way, slicing and foul. Good chase out there put on by Birch, but it fell harmlessly to the ground. No balls and 1 strike. Who is Hayes playing tonight, Gary? Do you have that info? So no balls and a strike to Toth, and this one's hit up the middle. And then the second baseman off his glove. That's going to be an error on Anton. No. Jimmy's more generous. Jimmy gave him a hit, but it was an error. Coming to score on that is Sorensen. No RBI for. It is an RBI for Toth. Okay. The second baseman, Anton, was ready to field it and just touch second, throw to first, and get a double play, but he forgot one thing, and that was the baseball. It glanced off his glove. Tough break for Woodard, who's had a couple of errors now in this inning from his infield. Remember, Jarrett Coyne reached on a throwing error from the third baseman, A.J. Anatsugu. 6-0 El Dorado. And Connor Allen up there, and it's 0-2? No balls and 2 strikes to Allen. Allen doubled his first time, was thrown out trying to stretch it into 3. He drove in 2 on that double. Still nobody out in the inning. The pitch, and Allen tried to go the other way, fouled it out of play. These teams playing tonight, playing tomorrow night at 7, playing Sunday at 7. All 3 games right here on YouTube. And again, on the El Dorado schedule online, it says exhibition game for July 16th. That is no longer. It's just a day off Monday. Here's the pitch, and Allen, good eye. I will hold up, 1-2. So Derby at Hayes for 4. Great Bend is at Liberal, and Hayesville is at Dodge City. Games in our league tonight. There's 7 teams in the league, so obviously the Broncos out of league here with Oklahoma City. And the pitch to Allen bounces in, 2-2. Well, the reason I was inquiring, Gary, is because Hayes is up 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Over Derby. It's a big series for the Twins. And Allen able to hang in with a foul. Derby's, 2 games? Is it a couple games ahead of El Dorado right now? Tell you what, there's the stand. Thank you, Gary. We'll run down the standings, even though, again, this isn't a league game, but it's important to look at because we will be checking other scores throughout the night. This time of year, all of a sudden, you start scoreboard watching a little bit more. Allen lifts this one on the infield. That'll be an infield fly rule. So the catch is made, and that's the first out of the inning. Here comes Jordan Anstandig, singled his first time. 6-0 Broncos, bottom of the third. Hayes is 19-5. They have a 4-game lead over Liberal at 16-10. Liberal feels a whole lot better about themselves after what they did here. That's for sure. Here comes the pitch to Anstandig, and he serves it into right field. That will drop a base hit, but just one station for each batter, and now they're loaded for Tucker Catlett. Jordan Anstandig 2 for 2. And here comes Tucker Catlett. He grounded into a 1-6-3 his first time. Dodge, those are the games left. Okay. Dodge, let's see. Derby is currently in third place at 15-11. What a big 4-game series at Hayes. Catlett looks at ball 1. Worst case scenario for Derby, they lose all 4. They come back to 500 at 15-15, and they're right back into reach. And then Derby will be here. The pitch, and Catlett lifts it into the hole. Right, made a glove play, but there's nowhere to throw it to. That's a single for Catlett and RBI. There's been some tough luck for Woodard. Not a lot of these balls have really been squared up. But the Broncos tonight are hitting them just out of the reach of the Oklahoma City Indians. Bobby Shore wants the infield to get together. There's no one warming. And the trainer from Susan B. Allen Memorial Hospital comes out just to make sure everyone's all right. So the umpire comes out to break a gathering at the mound. And we have really we don't have any stats on OKC. We don't know how many pitchers they carry. Obviously, the first of a 3-game series, you hate to blow through your bullpen. So Woodard's going to have to gut this one out. Best case scenario for Derby, they win all 4 at Hayes, go to 19-11, and they'd be about a game out of first. They would be a game out of first. So that's kind of the highs and the lows that could happen to Derby, and we'll see what happens there. Currently, Derby is 3 games ahead of El Dorado. The Broncos are done with Hayes and Liberal, so 4 behind Liberal, really 5. They own a tiebreaker. And Derby's got to go to Liberal, too. So like I said, I mean, first and second probably out of the cards. Hard hit out to second. Nice play by Anton over to second for 1 to first, not in time. A run scores. That was Little Jim batting for the second time this inning, by the way. So a fielder's choice RBI for Little Jim. Austin Toth scores. Anstandig moves to third. Catlett was cut down on a really nice play by the second baseman, Anton. The 11th batter of the inning is Jarrett Coyne. He reached on an error and came around and scored. And bounces it to the pitcher. His play will be at first, and they get Jarrett Coyne. And Oklahoma City is out of the inning. But 6 runs for El Dorado. They did it on 1, 2. Let's see. Did Mac have a hit? Mac had a hit. No? Mac got a hit, yeah. I did. Let's see. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 6 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and a man left. We've played 3 from McDonald's Stadium. It's El Dorado 8 and Oklahoma City 0. A taxing inning for Case Woodward there in the third. He had to face 11 batters. Here's Jared Anton. And all of a sudden, Frank Souza, who after the top of the third went in with a 2-0 lead, comes back out with an 8-0 lead. Anton grounded out to Tanner Sheets his first time at second. That's 2 out of the zone, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, and Anton tried to go the other way and fouled it off, 2-1. Jared Anton from Fresno Pacific University. Two balls and a strike. The pitch, and that's a beauty in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like a hotel key was found. That was mine. I left that one there, Jimmy. I think that's my room key. Here comes the 2-2, the pitch, and that one dove low, 3-2. Jimmy, I meant to ask you how that sumo was last night. Allergic reaction? Is that all? Breathing's overrated, isn't it? A walk to Anton. We'd had a stretch here, 9 games in 8 days, 8 straight days. So Jimmy, Gary, and I knew everyone's family history and everything here. Last night, Gary still had to do stats. I umpired softball in the heat for 3 hours. And our good friend Jimmy got to go to Sumo's restaurant. I think he got the best deal. First pitch in there, a strike to Seth Delgado. Delgado grounded out to short his first time. Although if he had an allergy and quit breathing for a while, I guess maybe you and I were better off, Gary. No balls and a strike. Right-handed batter Delgado. The pitch in the turf. Nice stop back there by Mack. 1-1. 8-0 El Dorado here in the fourth. The Hayes Larks leading 3-0. The pitch fouled. That might have gotten a piece of Mack, but he seems all right. Brennan White. Brennan White warming up for El Dorado. It'll be interesting how the Broncos use their pitchers. Probably no one's going to get a ton of pitches this weekend. Here's a grounder to third. Catlett able to stop it. Gets to his feet. Fires over the head of Sorensen. That will go down near the bullpen. Rounding third, and Anton trying to score. The throw is going to be off target, but Anton returns to third. So that will be an error. Great effort by Catlett. A good throw, even with all of what happened there, would have had him. It seems unfair, but yeah, he dove, made the stop, got to his feet. And if it would have been a bang-bang and he's safe, that's not an error. It would have been a hit, but it went over the first baseman's head, got him to second. So that is, and it wouldn't have been bang-bang anyway. 2-base error. So runners at second and third, I should say, for Ashton Francis, who hits one hard but hooked it foul. No balls, 1 strike. Sousa will go from the windup. The pitch bounces in. Dylan Zenzel's working the music tonight. Dylan, runners at second and third. Do you like windup or stretch? With no outs. Stretch? How about up 8-0? High pop up just beyond the infield. No tag coming. Little Jim continues to drift back. He's got it and quickly plays it to the infield. So no damage done there. A pop up by Francis to Caleb Little Jim. And that'll bring up AJ Anatsugu, who flew out to center field his first time. He's 0 for 1. And we'll take a look at the emails. As Anatsugu gets ready to get to the plate here. First pitch coming from Frank Souza. And the curveball in there for a strike. Yeah, Caleb Littlegym catches a lot of pop-ups. He's always legs, everything's under control. He makes it look really easy. In the turf, good stop by Mac. Well, let's see. If Jimmy could do the broadcast for Wednesday, Donna Hershey has just asked me if I want to play golf on Tuesday up in Michigan. They need a fourth. Free room and board, too. Pitch is bounced too short. Littlejim's only play will be at first. It's going to be in the turf, and it got past Sorensen. That'll allow another run to score, and Anatsugu will go to second. Now, that'll be an interesting play here. That was a tough play for Littlegym, ranging in the hole. Not a great throw. And again, Sorensen, I don't know how much first base he's played. Nonetheless, a runner at second and 2 runs have scored for the Indians. So we'll wait to see what Gary deems on this one. So a hit and an error. 2 errors for El Dorado, and the first pitch to Graves is missing the zone, 1-0. An RBI for Inatsugu. 1 ball and no strikes to Graves. He grounded out to second his first time. Lifts it out to left field. Anstandig on the run, and it's over his head, up against the wall. Here comes the runner Inatsugu. He's going to score, and it is a double for Graves. And an RBI. And here come the Indians. Looked lifeless through the first 3, but have come to life here in the fourth. Started with a walk, then an error. A single and an error, a double, and it's 8-3, and we're going to get a mound visit. Bronco bullpen is ready to go. How long of a leash did Sousa have tonight, Dylan? Do you know? 3 or 4 innings. So of the many folks here, someone's lost a hotel key. So how do they claim that, Jimmy? You know, what do they say? Let's see. It's plastic, and it says. Oh, is the room number on there? You know, a lot of those hotel room keys don't even have numbers on them anymore. All right. That's going to be one of those that at the end of the night, hopefully not before it's too late, they're wondering, where'd Jimmy go? First pitch popped up on the infield. John Sorensen settles under it just into foul territory and makes the catch on Jake Vernon. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Drew Wright. (8-3) El Dorado, top of the 4th inning. And the clouds, again, we really don't have any rain near us right now, but the clouds are starting to just filter in a little bit, block out the sunlight, maybe cool it off a little bit. It's still humid. Inside fastball, 1-0. I do appreciate the offer, Donna. I tell you what, I'd love to be the 4th. One and 0. The pitch, and that one's in there for strike 1. Drew Wright goes to Oklahoma Christian University. That used to be an NAIA school. I don't know if they're still NAIA. Here's the 1-1. Bounce towards third. Catlett's got it. The throw low, and again in the turf, Sorensen unable to pick it. And boy, John's getting worked out over at first, and that's another Bronco error. You know, it's one of those, the air is on it is an NAI. That's one of those, again, you really hope for a save from your first baseman. We haven't seen Sorensen play a lot of first. A lot of times it's Solomon or Sargent, and their picking ability has been outstanding this year. Sorensen over to first tonight, getting Catlett some time at third, and another error for El Dorado. That's 3 in the inning. This one's hit towards second. Tanner Sheets able to jump in the air and make the catch, and Ryan Harrell lines out. Good catch by Sheets. In the inning, 3-run score on 2 hits. There were 3 errors, 2 left. Bottom of the 4th inning, 8-3, El Dorado.
Tanner Sheets.
Tanner Sheets will lead it off for El Dorado here in the 4th inning. Kind of an unsettling number for the Broncos. Again, I know Wednesday night was just one of those nights, but 6 errors for El Dorado Wednesday, and now 3 in that inning. That's 9 errors in the last 12 innings for El Dorado. And they're throwing, yeah. Maybe we jinxed it when I said, most of the errors have not been, well, they're not glove errors. I mean, they're fielding it. It's just the throws and the picks. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sheets upstairs, 2-1. Lights are illuminated here at McDonald Stadium. Brad Long Field, bottom of the 4th inning. First of 3 with the OKC Indians. And Sheets hits it down the third base side. And that got through the wickets of Inatsugu. Sheets will take a turn at first. He's always aggressive. He's halfway to second. And now still lingering. And now he will get back to first. Gary will give that an error. So an error on Inatsugu. That went right through the legs. That's, yeah. You'd love to give Tanner a hit, but that clearly was an error. I agree totally. John Sorensen up there. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch, a swing and a miss. John Sorensen, certainly a bright spot in that 17-7 loss here on Wednesday. He went deep twice, 2 homers for Sorensen. Pitch a little bit off the plate, 1-1. Case Woodard is really battling here tonight. Had a long 3rd inning. Hasn't got a lot of defensive help, and he's out there still working hard. Still has some life on his fastball. Throw over to first, and Sheets is back. John Sorensen goes to Kansas State University out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Sheets on the move, and Sorensen fouls it back. I haven't seen a lot of hit and run from El Dorado. I don't think that was hit and run. I think Sheets was stealing and Sorensen was swinging. Dylan Jason Anstandig says hello to you tonight. Yeah. He's got his see you in 3 weeks. In boating in Wichita at the NBC or what? Back in Michigan? After the NBC, after you guys win the NBC, a 6 crown for El Dorado. That's the hope. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sorensen. And a throw over. Yeah, Dylan's ready to go boating, Jason, so Be ready for that. We'll see Dylan Zenzel on the hill tomorrow night. A 1-2. No, we won't have it. Throw over to first. Nobody out here. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. El Dorado sent 11 to the plate in the third, where they scored 6 times. And the pitch. And Sorensen hits it hard. It got past Anton. And Sheets will stay at second. Base hit. Tell you what, I've never seen so many plays where I've had to look at Gary and say, well, hit air there. I mean, if you were real, I don't know, real cruel, you could say, well, it hit his glove, it's an air, but it was hard hit. He had to move for it. But a lot of kind of 50-50 major leagues, that'd be an error. So a hit for John Sorensen. So 11 hits now for El Dorado. 2 for, is that right? 2 for Oklahoma City? 4 hits. Aaron Mack up there. He is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Laid off that pitch, and it's 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. The pitch. Mack got the green light, hits it hard at Anton. He fields it over to right for 1 and to first for 2. A double play. Moving to third is Sheets. That is the third double play tonight, turned by Oklahoma City. So Austin Toth, who is the beer batter tonight, and how funny that he has been on base twice. He has scored twice, but he doesn't have a hit yet. Walked and reached on an error. Drove in a run. Has 2 runs scored, but he's 0 for 1 tonight. Although Jimmy did give everyone half-price beer on the reach by air. Here's one hit over to third, and Atsuguz has it, and his throw over to first is a strike, and that is the end of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the fifth, 8-3 El Dorado. Jason, thanks for the video there. I had Dylan come over to take a look at that. That's Jordan Anstandig wakeboarding, wake surfing. That's unbelievable. 1 ball and no strikes here to Jared Birch. He was the only Indian not to bat in the 4th inning for Oklahoma City. And he lifts one out into right field. Toth giving chase. And that is up against the wall. A fair ball, and it'll be a double for Birch. So here's Jared Anton. And it's funny when teams generally, this is a 3rd time through now for everyone against Souza. And it looks like Oklahoma City's approach has been a little bit different. They're putting bat on the ball, and they're getting a little more success now. Who? Oh, how about that? Jimmy is on it. So that. No, I'm saying you're on it. I'm giving you credit. We have a new pitcher. Brennan White is out there. I'll bet you his mom was watching. Do you know what you're talking about? Souza goes 4 innings. And that pitch missed. I'm not sure where. 1-1. Too many. So 4 innings of work tonight for Souza. He gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. I'm not sure on the earned run count. Check with Gary later on that. Here's the pitch, and that one's golfed into right field and hit deep. Toth going back and in play, and he's got the catch. Tagging from 2nd to 3rd is Birch, but there's 1 away. Tell you, there's been a couple balls tonight, Gary, that have been hit that I thought were going to maybe go further than they actually did. That one, the heavy air. But don't balls supposed to travel good in heat? Or is it the dew point that might be whatever it is? Here's Seth Delgado. Reached on an air his last time. And he looks at ball 1. Brennan White out of Williams Baptist University goes from Fredericktown, Missouri. And White has a 7.62 ERA. Two balls and no strikes here to Delgado. The pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. And that one low. Last time we saw Brennan White was it the first game of the homestand against Derby? I believe so. It was a 6-2 loss for El Dorado. White pitched well. High chopper. Catlett's got the glove on it. The throw to first, and Sorensen picked that one. So it's an RBI ground out for Delgado. So 2 away, and it's 8-4 El Dorado. And here's Ashton Francis. Francis has flown out to left and flown out to short. Little Jim went out into shallow left to make the last catch. And the pitch, and that's on the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Donna Hershey said I'm invited to play golf Tuesday. Tomorrow, I've got to work a booster club golf outing that after tonight, I didn't feel like playing 18 tomorrow, so I'm just helping. I'll be out on the course, but helping tomorrow. And then be here tomorrow night for Bronco baseball, game 2 against Oklahoma City. Here's a 2-1. And that one's lifted into left field. Anstandig coming in. Little Jim going out. It's Jordan with it, and he's got the catch. Anstandig puts it away for the 3rd out. 1 run scores on 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through. And it's 8-4 El Dorado. 8-4. Connor Allen to lead it off for El Dorado in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lower third for the Broncos. Allen, Anstandig, and Catlett against Woodard. And that pitch stayed upstairs. 1-1. Connor Allen with a couple of RBIs tonight. He's 1 for 2 with a double. And that pitch in there for a strike. So a ball and a strike. Connor Allen, right-handed batter. That one's outside, 2-1. And the OKC bullpen is starting to get stretched out. They're not throwing yet, but 3-1 here to Connor Allen. He has thrown a lot, hasn't he? The pitch from Woodard, and Allen in front of that one bounces it into the bullpen. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Connor Allen. The pitch bounced foul. Toby Reuter doesn't try to be too brave down there trying to grab balls. Some third base coaches will look to stick a hand out there, and that just seems like a losing proposition. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Allen again able to fight that one off and foul it out of play. 33 pitches for Woodard in the 3rd inning alone when 11 Broncos came to the plate. 6-run inning for El Dorado there in the 3rd. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Woodard battles back. And that is the first strikeout of the night for Woodard. Jordan Anstandig has 2 of El Dorado's 11 hits tonight. He's 2 for 2. Left-handed batter. And the first pitch is out of the zone, 1-0. Down low, 2-0. Anstandig turns his shoulder, thought it was inside. It's 2-1. Woodard working quickly for OKC. The pitch, and that one just missed. Tried the same spot. 3-1 again to a Bronco hitter. Tucker Catlett waiting on deck for the Broncos. Here's the 3-1. And Anstandig fouled it off of the facing of the OKC dugout and bounces back over to Grant Bashure at first. So it's 3-2. And good eye again by Anstandig. He's on for the third time tonight. Jordan Anstandig, only a .218 hitter coming in. He's got a couple of hits. His on-base percentage was .378 coming in. Everything going up for Jordan tonight. Here's Tucker Catlett. He's a .243 hitter on the summer. 18 for 74 with 3 doubles. And the first pitch, Catlett fouls it off, 0-1. Tucker Catlett from Lincoln, Nebraska, goes to Cloud County Community College. And a throw over. Anstandig got stuck in the turf there, is able to scamper back, though, safely. Spun those wheels in that turf. And this time a little easier back in. Jordan, not a huge running threat. He's got 2 stolen base, 3 attempts. Been a while, huh? And another throw over. And the 0-1, that's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and that one drifts outside and low. 2-1. 8-4 El Dorado here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And here comes a 2-1. 3-1. Throw down to first. Anstandig back in there safely. Aaron Coyne has joined our little chat window here. Hello, Aaron. The Whites are at a restaurant eating and watching the game, as Brennan came in the game last inning. Here's the 3-1, and that's high, ball 4.
Now batting for your Eldorado Broncos, number 4, Caleb Littlejim.
So Caleb Littlejim will step up. He is 2 for 3 tonight. Bobby Shore's at the top of his dugout. Do they want to make a change here? They're going to let Woodard go another hitter, it looks like. And the first pitch to Littlejim is low, ball 1. Long look in for Woodard. He's got his sign. Runners at first and second. 1 away for El Dorado here in the 5th. The pitch. And Littlejim shoots it to second and into right field. That'll be a hit. And past the right fielder bobbles it. Littlejim trying to get to second. Here's the throw. He's safe. The ball rolls harmlessly to between third and home. And again, another. That'll be a single for Caleb Littlejim and an RBI. Anstandig comes in to score. Catlett goes to third. And here comes Bobby Shore, and that might be it for Case Woodard. 9-4 in favor of El Dorado, and we'll wait to see if they're going to make a move here or not. They're just melting the tire. Woodard's thrown a lot of pitches tonight. The umpires are going to visit as well. The gentleman in the bullpen still down there. Caleb Littlejim is slowly but surely breaking out of that slump he was in. He had an 0 for 20 before the other night when he got a knock, and now he's got 3 hits here tonight. S- 68 pitches for Woodard in the third, fourth, and so far here. 9-4 El Dorado. Jarrett Coyne now will face Woodard. The infield comes in, which always improves the batter's chances, and a strike 1 to Jarrett Coyne. No balls and a strike to Coyne. And the pitch, and he was out in front of that one and fouls it behind us. So Woodard gets in front 0-2 on Jarrett. Jarrett Coyne hitting .265 this summer. 27 hits, 3 of them are doubles. He's driven in 15. He's got a couple out there here. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, and Coyne hits it out into shallow right field. Birch coming in, and it, I don't think is going to be deep enough. It is not. And so there's 2 away.
Now batting for your LRL Broncos, number 3, Tanner Sheets.
So here comes Tanner Sheets. And again, the catcher Vernon's going to go talk to Woodard. That allows the warm-up music to play a little longer. Their walk-up music. Tanner Sheets is 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in a run in the third. He scored a run in the third. He reached on an error, and he hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Hits this one in the hole, and it's into the outfield. Little Jim held up. Didn't want to be an easy out in case Wright gloved it. That'll be a base hit for Tanner Sheets and an RBI, his second tonight. So Catlett comes in to score. And now Bobby Shore will come out and we'll get a new pitcher. We'll tell you about him in a moment. 10-4 El Dorado, bottom of the 5th here on YouTube. So the new pitcher is Hayden Salverda. And he goes to the University of Colorado, where, Gary informs me, they don't have baseball. And his first pitch is over the head of Sorensen. Little Jim will stay at third, but Sheets will move to second. That, I was going to say, I bet that's a wild pitch. Much deliberation. Gary decided, yeah. Sorensen tonight, 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. And the pitch from Salverda, that's a better pitch. Still a ball, though, 2-0. Salverda pitched here in the doubleheader game with El Dorado. That one just misses 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. And that one low, a 4-pitch walk to Sorensen.
Now batting for your Illinois Broncos, number 22, Aaron Mack.
So Aaron Mack will come up to the plate. Mack is 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and he hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 10-4 El Dorado, 2 are in this inning. Lefty on lefty and the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike here to Aaron Mack. And missing 1-1. That tough righty Michael Wong is pitching tonight for the Hayes Larks against Derby. And it's 4-0 Hayes, I should say, in the 6th. Here's a 1-1 inside, 2-1, almost hit him. Salverda delivers and missed 3-1. Mack, you would think, might get something good to hit here. 3 balls and a strike. Here comes the 3-1. And Mack fouled it off his foot, and that hurt. Could hear a yell there from Aaron Mack. Umpire making sure everything's all right, pats him on the helmet. The front foot. Michael Cheney has been collecting 50-50 tonight. And Rustin Hayes? No. Brady Tackett. My face recognition isn't very good still. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Mack. He's back in there, 2 away. Runners are on the move, the pitch, and Mack hits it hard onto right field, but right at the right fielder, Birch, and that is an out. And Salverda gets out of trouble. 2-run score for El Dorado. We go to the 6th, 10-4 Broncos.
batting for Oklahoma City.
So the top of the 6th inning is upon us. 10-4 El Dorado. And a new pitcher for El Dorado is Connor Peterson, and a first pitch strike to AJ Anatsugu. So an inning for Brennan White, gave up a run and 1 hit. No balls and a strike, and that one sails upstairs, 1-1. Hello to the Catlets. John Catlett says they're watching the game out on the deck tonight in Denton, Nebraska. Here's the 0-1, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. And John reporting that Tucker graduated from Cloud in May. He's going to Doane University next year in Crete, Nebraska. Here comes the pitch, and Anatsugu reaches out, hits it out into right field, and Toth going back makes the catch a step or two onto the track. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Seth Graves. So Doane will be getting a nice player, and Tucker Catlett. Graves, the center fielder. And the first pitch is missing, ball 1. Connor Peterson from Cloud County is from Wichita. 6'2", 220. And rifled into left field, and Standig, and he went for the dive. He didn't get it. It gets past him into the wall. Jordan on the run. It's on the track. Seth Graves around second. He will stay there with a double. Good effort from Jordan, but he came up short. So a 1-out double for Graves will bring up Jake Vernon. One away here for OKC. Vernon's 0 for 2. Flew out to left, and popped out to first. For Connor Peterson, 6.75 ERA, 14 hits and 13 innings of work. It's been the control, though. 18 walks and 8 strikeouts for Peterson. And 2-0 to Vernon. Thank you for the comment, John Catlett. Hope you guys are enjoying everything out on the deck tonight. Sounds lovely. 2 balls, no strikes, and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Drew Wright waits on deck for Oklahoma City. And this one's bounced towards third. Tucker Catlett with it. Throw to first is high and over the head of Sorensen. And moving to second will be Vernon, and over to third is Graves. That'll be an error. And the 4th error for El Dorado tonight. So Drew Wright for Tucker Catlett. First game back in quite a while, dealing with some meniscus issues. I know he was anxious to get out on the field tonight. So runners at second and third with 1 out, and Drew Wright up there, who has singled and reached on an error. And that curveball in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch, and hit up the middle. That'll be a base hit. And Vernon hustling to third, but he'll stay there. And Sorensen cuts it off at the mound. And an RBI single for Drew Wright. So Oklahoma City battling back. It's 10-5 El Dorado. The leadoff man, Ryan Harrell, steps in. Harrell tonight hit by a pitch, singled, and then lined out. Tanner Sheets climbed the ladder to make a catch in the 4th inning. High, ball 1. Peterson will look over at first, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Bobby Shore, with his hands on his hips, didn't like that call. Felt like maybe his pitcher wasn't getting that call. And the 1-1. And that one shot into left field. And Standea catches it on his shoe tops. The runner from first did not tag. Throw over to first. Oh, the umpire says he trapped it. Boy, his glove was up. His glove was not down. Toby Reuter wants an explanation. That's going to be a base hit for Ryan Harrell. Jordan Anstendig says, I caught that thing. Again, it's hard to tell from here. It looked like a catch from up here, but this is going to be a tough argument to win. You can't really go to the home plate umpire for help. He's further away than the base umpire. So the bases are going to be loaded for Jared Birch. Boy, Garrett, it makes me think all those great diving catches by Liberal that we saw. Now we get one from Jordan, and it doesn't count. So a big opportunity here for the Indians. 1 away, down 5. One is in, and here's Jared Birch. He doubled his last time. That was against Brennan White. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. For the Broncos, looking to try to turn 2 somewhere. The 0-1 fastball hit to Peterson. He's got it. He'll go to second for 1. They'll never get 2 that way. Hard hit. If he would have gone home to first, they probably would have turned 2. But they get an out. A run scores. It was hit so hard, Peterson had to wait for Little Jim to get over to second. And Birch reaches on a fielder's choice. He gets an RBI. 10-6 El Dorado. And here's Jarrett Anton. And Anton looks at strike 1. Anton is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. The pitch from Peterson. Low, 1-1. I'd say the positive so far here for Peterson, he's thrown over the plate. I haven't seen any walks here. Control looks better tonight. The 1-1, and he did I speak too soon? Drilled him in the back. I've learned when I do basketball games not to say like, hey, this guy's 9 for 9 at the line. He hasn't missed, because they always miss. After he makes it and they go back into the backcourt, then I'll say, he hasn't missed a free throw yet. So Seth Delgado with the bases reloaded again, and the 8th batter of the inning. Yeah, 10 runs at the plate here in Delgado. He's the number 4 batter in the lineup. And that pitch high, ball 1. And again, we don't have stats on OKC. Otherwise, I'd be telling you their averages and whatnot. Cade Chin is warming up down in the bullpen for Oklahoma City. And the 1-0. Missing 2-0. El Dorado led 8-0 after 3 here tonight. OKC scored 3 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Broncos scored 2 in the 5th, and now 2 back here for Oklahoma City in the 6th. This one's hit out into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And they'll have runners at first and third. Delgado with a 2 RBI single. Good running by Anton to go first to third. And we'll get a mound visit as Ashton Francis will be the 9th hitter of the inning for Oklahoma City. It's 10-8 Broncos. Ben Smith looks like he's going to start getting greased up down in the bullpen. Bobby Shore telling his maybe an assistant coach or something what he would like maybe for the bottom of the inning, not sure. So Jared Anton at third, Seth Delgado at first. Ashton Francis is 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. Francis goes to Northern Oklahoma College in Tonkawa. And he hits it out into right center field. And coming in, Connor Allen makes the catch as that one hung up on Francis. 4-run score in the inning for Oklahoma City. They had 3 hits. There was an error, 2 left. Bottom of the 6th inning, 10-8 El Dorado. So bottom of the 6th inning. Oklahoma City, after being shut out for the first 3 innings, has put 8 runs on the board in the mid-3 innings. 10-8 El Dorado. Austin Toth, the beer batter tonight, looks at ball 1. Toth is 0 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. One ball and no strikes from Salverda. Cade Chin taking a knee out in the bullpen for now. Here's the 1-0. And that one almost hit him, 2-0. 2-0 pitch to Toth. Outside, ball 3. So a 3-0 count from Salverda to Toth. And that one misses, ball 4. I think Toth thought it was a strike. Or he lost track of the count, one or the other. So here comes Connor Allen. Connor Allen tonight, a double, a flyout, and a strikeout. And that one low and in, 1-0. Bobby Shore says, go talk to him. After 5 straight out of the zone. Well, the Oklahoma City manager has seen his team battle back down 8-0. It's 10-8 and doesn't want to start giving El Dorado free runners again. Hayes on top of Derby 6-1 in the 7th inning. Haven't seen any other updates from around our league tonight. Here comes a 1-0. And that's in there. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Jordan Anstandig waits on deck. Center field shift, playing a little bit to the pull. There's a foul tip. Jess did get a piece of that one. So another 1-2 coming here to Connor Allen. And fouls this one out of play. Connor Allen, the son of Rick and Melanie Allen, enjoyed meeting them during the parents' weekend here. Another 1-2 to Connor, the pitch. And that curveball kind of cut in on his hand on the handle there. He's able to fight it off. 10, 13, and 4 for El Dorado. 8, 6, and 3 for Oklahoma City. 18 runs, 19 hits, 7 errors. We've had some ink on our scorecards tonight. Allen and hanging in there, another foul ball. Eighth pitch coming, and it's only 1-2. He's got a few to waste if he wants. Hayden Salverda. The pitch. That's outside, 2-2. Defense, like I said, slightly playing Connor to pull. On the move is Toth. Allen, a swing and a miss. And the Toth slides in safely. Tell you what, Vernon might have had a little bit of a case. Connor Allen, after he swung, stepped over home plate. Vernon had to throw over him. Vernon then immediately pointed to the batter, the umpire telling him what he saw. But I thought Vernon might have a case there that Allen might have interfered on that throw. Toth will get a stolen base, a strikeout on Connor Allen. That's the first out. Here's Jordan Anstandig. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. 2 singles and a walk. 1 run scored for Jordan. And the first pitch, and that one's right down the middle for strike 1. No balls and a strike, and the pitch. That one's turfed, and a nice pick by Vernon, 1-1. Not easy there. And Anstandig has to duck out of the way of that one, 2-1. Austin Toth down at second base. One away for El Dorado here in the sixth. And the pitch. And Anstandig fouls it off. 2-2. Broncos are home with OKC tomorrow and Sunday. Monday's an off day, and then a couple of really important games. Tuesday at Derby, Wednesday back here, also against Derby. And then after that Wednesday night game, Gary, with Derby, will the team leave Thursday morning for Dodge City? Probably. Lodging is an issue in Dodge City. The casino. Yeah, there's a nice big casino at Dodge. Two balls and two strikes to Jordan Anstandig. There's the 2-2, and a swing and a miss. So 2 away, and here comes Tucker Catlett. Catlett's 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded in a double play in the second inning. Singled in a run in the third and walked and scored in the fifth. That's a good observation, Jimmy. Looking at the Oklahoma City Indians, some have white hats and some have red hats. First pitch and a good cut and a miss. 0-1. Here comes an 0-1 to Catlett, and that one bounces in, and again, Vernon, outstanding behind the dish. Getting a workout. 10-8 El Dorado here in the bottom of the sixth. Austin Toth standing down at second base. Salverda steps off again. Doesn't look comfortable out there, but he's had a couple of strikeouts here in the sixth. Toth on the move, and that one's bounced, and the pitcher, Salverda, makes a nice play, underhands it over to first to retire Catlett. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and one left. We go to the final third. We're in the seventh inning. 10-8 El Dorado. AJ Anatsugu, who led off the 6th inning with a flyout, leads off the 7th inning. 9 batters came to the plate for OKC. And Ben Smith is the new pitcher for El Dorado, and he starts Anatsugu with a strike. 10-8 El Dorado here in the top of the 7th inning. It's cooled down to 84 degrees. Feels like 89. And that pitch in there for a strike. And Anatsugu reaches out, and it's fair. Catlett's got it over to first, and they got him. Not an easy play for Tucker, and he made it nicely there. So here's Graves. And that pitch is foul, then fair, and then foul again. That thing had a ton of spin on it. So Graves will have to come back. Well, wind's starting to pick up a little bit here. There are storms west of Wichita right now. That one bounced in by Smith, 1-1. The movement of the storms is east-northeast. Straight back on that foul ball by Graves. Maddox Solomon warming up now for El Dorado as Frank Souza went the first 4, then White an inning, Connor Peterson an inning, and now here's Ben Smith. The 1-2 is outside, 2-2. Ben Smith from Arkansas Monticello, Shirley, Arkansas, 6'2", 195. He's got a 7.98 ERA. And this one's hit a ton out into right center field. Allen's looking for it, still doesn't see it. It's over the wall, a home run for Graves, and it's 10-9. I was watching the center fielder, Allen, wondering if he's going to pick it up, but Toth had an eye on it. He was heading towards the wall, but that one goes over, and it's 10-9, El Dorado. And here's Jake Vernon. And look out, they almost hit him, 1-0. Jake Vernon goes to Southern Nazarene University down in Oklahoma City. And it's 2-0. That one missed outside. OKC has scored in 4 consecutive innings now. Here's a 2-0 and a good cut, but a foul ball, 2-1. Jake Vernon tonight 0 for 3, reached on an error in the 6th and scored. He's popped out to left and to first. Two balls and a strike, and this one's fisted towards third. Catlett's got it over to first, and the second out is retired. Catlett to Sorensen, 2 away, and here comes Drew Wright. We need some paperweights up here, Gary. Gary and I got paper. The flags all of a sudden now are blowing out of the north. So a clear sign that a front may be hovering over our area. The winds were out of the south to start the night, most of the night, but now they're clearly blowing out of the north, which means balls will be sailing more to right field. Outside on that pitch, 1-1. Well, Liberals having a tough time tonight. They lead Great Bend 18-1 in the 6th inning. Liberals really got it going right now. Here's the 1-1. The splitter dropped in there for a strike, 1-2. For our Kansas folks up here, a strong thunderstorm right now over Andale. That's a chopper. Catlett's got it. Over to first and too high. That was a tough play. Sorensen able to catch it, but Wright really scampering down the line there. Let's see what... That'll be a base hit. Catlett had to come charging on the high hopper, throw across his body. It was on target but high, but I'm not so sure Wright wouldn't have beat it anyway. Third hit of the night for Drew Wright. Harrell back up there now, top of the order for Oklahoma City, and he looks at strike one. Heavy rain and lightning right now in Andale, which is west Wichita. Pitch stays upstairs, 1-1. $18-1 Liberal. Well, they started hitting it Wednesday night here. They scored 17 against the Broncos, and now 18 tonight. Harrell pops it up, shallow center. Tanner Sheets, actually not just behind second base. I thought he was going further out there. And Tanner able to catch it for the third out. But a home run by Seth Graves makes this a one-run game. Time to stretch in El Dorado. Broncos 10, Indians 9. Top of the order for El Dorado. And Little Jim squares. That pitch way high, ball one. Broncos scored 2 in the second, 6 in the third, 2 more in the fifth. 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 4 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh for OKC. And the 1-0 to Little Jim, and he fouls it off. Rick Allen saying they had dinner with Chris and Cynthia Bancroft, Abby's parents, girlfriend of Connor. Enjoyed having Chris comment on our broadcast a few nights ago. Here comes a 1-1. That one's low, 2-1. Bottom of inning number 7, 10-9. El Dorado looked like they were going to cruise here up 8-0, but Oklahoma City has come fighting back. 2-1, low, 3-1. The Broncos have had their leadoff man every inning except for the 5th. And add another one. 6 out of 7 getting the leadoff guy on.
Now batting for your LRL Broncos, number 9, Jarrett Coyne.
So here comes Jarrett Coyne. Coyne is 1 for 4 tonight. Single, reached on an error and scored. Grounded out to the pitcher and flew out to right field. And the first pitch to Coyne dives down low, ball 1. And Vernon will go talk to Salverda. Case Woodard started for Oklahoma City. He threw a ton of pitches tonight. He went 4 2/3. Salverda walked the first man he faced, then induced a flyout. 6th inning, he gave up a leadoff walk, then struck out the next 2 and got a ground out right back to him. Leads off the 7th with a walk and a 1-0 count here to Jarrett Coyne. And he'll throw over to first, and Little Jim's back in. Smart. Is that Mark Solomon, Dental Centers of America? San Antonio is hot, hot, hot. Well, it was hot, hot, hot here too. Coyne bounces in the hole. Nice play at third. They get one at second. Over to first. Double play. What a start there by Anatsagu. Over to Anton, to Delgado, a 5-4-3 double play. So many of those balls tonight have just missed by OKC. Just off a glove. That time, Anatsagu able to glove it. Nice play there, and now 2 away. Well, good to have Mark Solomon. I'm used to seeing Mark Solomon. I've seen Denner. I figured that was you, Mark, but I wasn't 100% sure. I was about 98% sure. Tanner Sheets up there, looks at ball 1. Tanner has been on 3 times tonight. Couple of singles, reached on an air. He's got 2 RBIs and a run scored. And the 1-0 is low, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Tanner Sheets. The pitch. And Sheets hits it into right center field. It's slicing away, but run down, a sliding catch made. The home plate umpire made the call. The base umpire was watching the runner. That was not the case on that ball out to Jordan Anstandig. Sheets hit it well, but a nice catch by Graves, who's turning into a bit of a hero for OKC tonight. He homered in the top of the 7th, makes a nice catch to close out the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th, 10-9 El Dorado. Jared Birch leads off for Oklahoma City here in the 8th, a 10-9 Bronco lead. And the 1-0 is slapped foul, 1-1. Birch tonight hit into a double play, flew out to left, doubled and scored, and then hit into a fielder's choice, drove in a run, and then later scored. So officially 1 for 4. And the 1-1 from Ben Smith drops in there for a strike, 1-2. Boy, so many batters. Do you see him just give up on that pitch? It starts up right around their eyebrows and then drops in. Here comes a 1-2, and that misses 2-2. The pitch, and what an emergency swing, and Birch just did get a piece of that one. It's a good job of hitting. Just do whatever you can to live to see another pitch. Here comes a 2-2 from Ben Smith. It's outside, ball 3. Full count. And fouled off. It's a couple of tough pitches that Birch has fouled off to stay alive. And Birch hits into right center field. Allen giving chase, but he's not going to get there. That's going to go against the wall. Birch running hard on his way to second. He's going to go for third, and the throw is over the head of Catlett and against the wall. Ricochets right back almost to third base. A leadoff triple for Jared Birch, who was really picking him up and laying him down. So the tying run for OKC, 90 feet away with nobody out. And Jared Anton, left-handed batter, steps in. He is 0 for 2. He's walked and scored. He's been hit by a pitch. And a fastball in there for strike 1. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Ben Smith, and quickly 0-2. Smith craving a strikeout here. The infield has come in for El Dorado. And just hanging in there is Anton. Here comes the 0-2. And that one got past Mack. It ricochets hard, and quickly scampering back is Birch. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch just missed, and Anton followed that one all the way in. 1 ball, or 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two, and that one slapped towards third. Catlett has it. A look over at third. Now the strong throw to first, and they retire Anton, and no advance for Birch. And that'll bring up Seth Delgado. Tell you what, big credit to OKC tonight. They have struck out. They have not struck out tonight. Not a single strikeout. Putting the bat on the ball. And look out over the shoulders of Delgado. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Delgado. He singled his last time, drove in 2. The pitch and hit towards short. Little Jim bobbles. He's got it over to first, and that's a second out. And again, Birch cannot advance. So 2 away. And here's Ashton Francis. The pitch drops in there, strike 1. Birch led off the inning with a triple. Anton grounded out to Catlett at third, and Delgado grounded out to Little Jim at short. No balls and a strike to Francis, who's 0 for 4 tonight. That's upstairs, 1-1. 4 flyouts for Francis tonight. 2 to left, 1 to center, and 1 to short. And that one low, 2-1, which interesting with that, Gary, is he's a left-handed batter, but he's gone the other way 3 times and gone to center the other. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that one hit him. So a hit by pitch, and that'll bring up AJ and Atsugu. AJ was down in the bullpen. He had to sprint down, get some warm-ups. And the umpire's talking, I'm not sure about what. Runners at first and third. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at first for Oklahoma City for Anatsugu. He's 1 for 4 with a single in the 4th. He scored and he drove in a run. And the fastball low, 1-0. 10-9 El Dorado here in the top of the 8th. Hayes having no trouble tonight, 11-2 over Derby. Liberal leads Great Bend 18-4. And Atsugu hits it hard out into right field and deep. Wind carrying it to the scoreboard and gone. Way out of here. AJ and Atsugu. And Oklahoma City leads 12-10. 9th blown save for El Dorado. A 3-run shot by AJ and Atsugu. Now, he hit that well anyway. I'm not saying it was wind aided. But I'll tell you what, that thing really flew out of here, and you could see the wind take it. It was around the scoreboard, and then all of a sudden it was to the right of the light pole out there. So Oklahoma City down 8-0 at one time tonight, now leads 12-10. New pitcher coming in for El Dorado. We'll be right back. So the Broncos make a pitching change. Ben Smith comes out. He gave up a couple of home runs tonight and a triple. 4 runs, and now here's Maddox Solomon. The Broncos trail for the first time tonight at 12-10. 1 ball and 1 strike to Seth Graves. He homered his last time. His homer made it 10-9. And Solomon misses his own. 2-1. And the 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Mark Solomon, Maddox's dad, watching tonight. And I'm not sure, Graves wants to sticky up that bat a little bit here. Well, we've seen some paralyzing home runs go over the right field wall in this homestand. Think of the Dylan Paul grand slam by Liberal. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Graves. He's 3 for 4 tonight. The pitch. And he's able to spoil that one. Here comes a 2-2. And this one's hit out into left center field. Jordan Anstandig has got a beat on it and makes the catch in left field. So Graves is retired for just the second time tonight, but a 3-run home run by A.J. Anatsugu. Oklahoma City leads 12-10. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here on YouTube. So a couple of changes here for Oklahoma City in the bottom of the 8th inning. A.J. Anatsugu, who hit the 3-run home run, now pitching for OKC. Mark Peterson comes in off the bench, and he will play third base, so we are pretty confident he will be then in Ryan Harrell's spot in the batting order. Harrell was the DH. OKC down 8-0 after 3, leads 12-10 here in the home half of the 8th inning. John Sorensen, Aaron Mack, Austin Toth, the middle 3 for El Dorado. And Sorensen puts a charge into one out in the right center field. That's down up against the wall. Sorensen will slow down and stop at second base, a leadoff double. So a good start for the Broncos here in the 8th. That's the first hit for El Dorado since Tanner Sheets' single in the 5th. Boy, the Broncos have really experienced some power outages. Vernon is wearing out a track between home and the pitcher's mound. Aaron Mack stepping in for the Broncos. Mack singled and scored his first 2 times up, hit into a double play and hit it sharply, but right at the right fielder Birch his last time. First pitch to Mack. Low, ball 1. Leadoff double for the Broncos here in the 8th, down 2. Mack represents the tying run at the plate. And a swing and a miss, strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch is a little bit low, a little bit in, 2-1. Aaron Mack, 231 coming into play tonight. And the pitch to Mack is low, ball 3. I'll tell you what, just watching, I used to play shortstop, so I like watching what the shortstops do. Drew Wright is staying right behind Sorensen at second, really opening up a big hole on the left side because he is not ranging back over to the hole. He's staying right behind there. Now he's moving back. Here comes a 3-1, and that's high, ball 4. Well, this was a trend early in the game for El Dorado, getting their first 2 batters on. They did it in each of the first 4 innings. They would get their leadoff and their second man on base. Here's Austin Toth. He's walked twice, reached on an error, and grounded out. Well, I'll tell you what, the infielders are playing back. Toth, with good speed, if he lays down a bunt, has a chance of beating it out. The corners are not in for Oklahoma City. Now the first baseman comes in. Toth squares and let it go for ball 1. And we're going to have a mound visit from Bobby Shore. We are not speeding along, that's for sure. Slow and easy. Just like that food going down last night for you at that nice restaurant. Take a look at Bobby Shore's giving me a chance to check my phone here and see where the weather is right now. The winds have died down a little bit. And the rain still West Wichita, Northwest Wichita. Here's Austin Toth. And the pitcher, Anatsugu, looks back. No one's covering second. Delgado over at first is way in now. Toth already squaring around. Here's the pitch, and it's bunted right in front of the plate. The throw will go to third, and they get the lead man. Deading that one right in front of home plate. Pretty easy pickings for Vernon. So the putout goes 2-5. And again, the key there is to make the third baseman or the pitcher field it. So 1 away, still runners first and second. Here's Connor Allen. 1 for 4 tonight, a couple of strikeouts, a 2 RBI double back in the second inning. And that one inside, ball 1 from Anatsugu. (12-10) Oklahoma City here in the 8th. Tying runs are on the base pads, and Allen a swing and a miss, strike 1. One ball and 1 strike to Connor Allen. And Allen able to check his swing. That pitch dove low, 2-1. (12-2) Hayes over Derby. 4-game series out in Larks Park. Michael Wong is going to get a win tonight, it looks like. Here comes a 2-1. And Allen behind on that fastball, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Jordan Anstandig waits on deck. The pitch. And Allen hits it down the third baseline, fair. Here comes Mack. He will score. Toth will go into third, and the second double of the night for Connor Allen. Boy, he couldn't have putted that one down the line any cleaner there. So 4 RBIs on the night for Connor Allen. Toth goes to third. Aaron Mack scores, and another mound visit, and we're going to get a new pitcher. 12-11 El Dorado. Will be right back. Excuse me, 12-11 Oklahoma City, and we'll be right back. New pitcher for Oklahoma City is Andrew Reitmeyer. He started one of the doubleheader games. No, check that. He started the 9-inning game against El Dorado, and he was really good for 4 innings and then ran into some trouble in the 5th. That was the night when it was Reitmeyer against Reed Miller. Here's Jordan Anstandig. The infield is in. 12-11. And the first pitch, and Anstandig swings and misses, and the pitch got away from the catcher, and sliding in safely is Austin Toth. at first I thought it was a foul ball, but the way everyone else reacted, they knew it wasn't. So probably a pass ball. That one hit him in the glove. It was a strike, a swinging strike. So El Dorado has tied it. A double, a walk, a fielder's choice, and a double. And a pass ball. And now Anstandig, a chance to give El Dorado the lead. Oh, I thought he swung. I could have swore he swung at that pitch. But the umpire did put his left hand up with a 1. And the catcher, Vernon, trying to check make sure everything's tied up straight and everything there on his glove. So it's 1-0 to Anstandig. Go ahead run, 90 feet away. And the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, he has. Must be something wrong. I bet you something went wrong with his glove because he has been a wall back there. Here's a 1-1. And that one misses. Anstandig, when he faced Reitmeyer the last time, he was 0 for 1 with a walk. So now if Bobby Shores, I think he's saying exactly what we're saying. That first pitch was a swinging strike, but well, now the umpire's going to go check. Well, do you remember 3 pitches ago, did he swing? To be honest, I think Bobby Shores is exactly right. And the base umpire is like, well, I don't remember. Yep, because they're just realizing it. We realized it right away. Don't want to brag on us too much, but a lot of confusion here now. And why are they looking over to the Broncos side? Oh, they might come up here and try to make me stop the stream. They can look back at the archive. And now they want Toby Root. Well, this is interesting. Go ask their coach. Everyone's looking up at us now, Gary. I'm feeling nervous. I'm rooting for El Dorado, but it's 1-2. But I don't know how you can change this. So now the umpire will come back here.
We're sorry, we lost the count. That's right. That's right. Keep it like you got it.
Again, all this Jordan Anstandig with runners at second and third. First pitch from Reitmeyer was a swing and a miss, and the ball went. I thought it was a foul ball, and it turned out to be a pass ball. That allowed Toth to score, but then the umpire erroneously said it was 1-0. This is going on way too long, though. You can only do what you can do. If the umpire thinks it's 2-1, we don't have instant replay here. We do have an archive that you can look back at tomorrow. And now we will return to baseball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jordan Anstandig. And the umpire is looking over the dugout. Here comes a pitch. And that one's in there for strike 2. Yeah. Surprised he got his head turned around. I mean, at some point, you just got to let it go and you move on to the next. Here comes a 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Nice job by Reitmeyer to battle back in a tough situation. And the one thing El Dorado did not want there was a strikeout. There's two away now. Pete Caravala is going to hit for Tucker Catlett. A long bottom of the 8th inning. Go-ahead run for the Broncos is down at third. This may be the longest time to write in a... Of course, Pete's got a long last name, but... All right, now we're back to action again. 2 away for El Dorado. 2 are in. We're tied at 12 in the 8th. Connor Allen down at third. The pitch, and Reitmeyer is humming it in there. That's a strike, 1-0. Here comes an 0-1. And high. Allen getting pretty far off of third there. He'll get back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curveball in there for a strike. One ball and 2 strikes to Pete Caravala. Pete out of Alma College. And that one outside, 2-2. 6 foot, 175, Canton, Michigan. Pete hitting .256 this summer. He's got 13 driven in. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 8th. And the 2-2. Missing, 3-2. The pitch is inside, ball 4. So Caravala walks. And here comes Kansas Stater, Caleb Littlejim, who has really hit the ball well tonight. He is 3 for 4 with a walk. Second baseman Anton playing really close to second base. Caraval over at first, the pitch, and that's in there for strike 1. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind a little trickery having Caravala try to get in a rundown over there and see if OKC could execute the rundown. Pitch out of the zone, 1-1. "24 runs, 26 hits, and 7 errors so far through 7 2/3 tonight." Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. Here comes a 1-2. And fouled out of play. Caleb Littlejim came into play tonight a .244 average, but 3 for 4 tonight. And fireworks going off, crazy. Here comes a 1-2. And a swing and a miss. And OKC remains tied here. 2-run score for the Broncos. They did it on a couple of hits. Connor Allen had the big 2-run double for El Dorado. 8 complete from McDonald Stadium. We're tied at 12. So some changes all over the place. Slayton Springer is going to hit for Jake Vernon. Here in the ninth. Maddox Solomon still on the hill. Brady Sargent has come in to play first base for El Dorado. John Sorensen moves over to third. And the 1-0 pitch is in there for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Springer. Springer goes to Oklahoma Christian. One dives low, 2-1. Well, Reitmeyer and Solomon now are your pitchers of record here tonight. And that ball hit into left field, a base hit for Springer going the other way. Good piece of hitting. Bert Hershey, who is an umpire, said it's too late to challenge. I mean, you can't start challenging balls and strikes when there's already right away that should have been probably noticed, and it wasn't. I agree. So here comes Drew Wright after getting a word from his coach. Drew Wright's been a nuisance on the bases. He's been on all 4 times tonight. Singled, reached on an air, singled in a run, and singled again. And hitting, and he grounds it to Little Jim at short, flips to second for 1, over to first. Sheets couldn't get it out of his glove, and it's just a force out. Boy, that here I thought we'd see a bunt. Mark Peterson, who came in to play third base, now he's in the DH spot that was occupied by Ryan Harrell. So the first at bat for Peterson. Drew Wright got a big jump off of first, hustles back as Peterson looks at ball 1. Mark Peterson from the University of Dallas. The 1-0 is broken bat. Look out, Maddox. Third baseman Sorensen has it. He'll have to go to first. And Maddox Solomon had an unwanted dancing partner there with him. Wright moves to second, but there's 2 outs now. And with all those moving parts, Sorensen did a good job to glove it and make sure of an out. So here comes Jared Birch, who has really caught fire. Grounded into double play, flew out to left, then doubled, hit into a fielder's choice, then tripled. He has scored his last 3 times. So officially 2 for 5 tonight. And the first pitch from Solomon in there for strike 1. No balls and a strike. And that one caught the corner. 0-2. Good zip on that fastball from Maddox Solomon. Solomon pitching this year. He's got a 4.91 ERA. He's got a win, a loss, and 2 saves. Right on the move. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. And El Dorado has a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 12. So Jarrett Coyne will try to get it started here for El Dorado in the bottom of the 9th inning in a 12-12 tie. And the first pitch out of the zone, ball 1. Reitmeyer goes from the stretch. And the 1-0 misses, 2-0. What did Little Jim do to end the inning? Was that he struck out in the 8th. Okay. Didn't even write that one down. 2-0 to Coyne, low, ball 3. Winds have shifted another direction now. They're blowing straight in. Don't see that very often. Here's the 3-0. That's in there for a strike. 3-1. Straight in from right field. What is that, from the east? An east wind. Here comes the 3-1. And that's outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Jarrett Coyne. So here comes Tanner Sheets. Looking at the third baseman, Peterson. He's playing even with the bag right now. Sheets already squares around, and the pitch pulled it back, and that's a strike. No balls and a strike here to Sheets. Winning run at first base for El Dorado. Sheets squares again, bunts it, pops it up. That's going to get into the stands. And Tanner looked like he was bunting for a hit. So quickly an 0-2 hole. Coyne with a decent lead off of first. The pitch, and Sheets looked like he checked. Yeah. Kind of ducking out of the way there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Slayton Springer he hit for Vernon in the 9th, and he is out there. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, all of a sudden, some inopportune strikeouts for El Dorado. You think in the 8th inning, Anstandig with the go-ahead run at third with 1 out struck out. Now with a runner at first, trying to get him to second at least, and a strikeout there to Sheets. So now John Sorensen, who got things going with a double to lead off the 8th inning. And this one's fisted foul, and that will drop harmlessly. Liberal ended up winning 19-4 tonight. Hayes beat Derby 13-2. Some blowouts in our league. Haven't seen anything on the other action. Hayesville and Dodge, no one's posting anything. Here's the 0-1 out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Couple of lefties coming up here with Sorensen and Mack. And high, ball 2. El Dorado led at one time 8-0. That was after 3. Oklahoma City came back, took a 12-10 lead. El Dorado tied it in the 8th, and a swing and a miss. Good cut by Sorensen, 2-2. Two, and foul tipped. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away for the Broncos. Coyne led off the inning with a walk, and Reitmeyer will step off. The pitch, Coyne on the move. That's a strike. The throw down, and safe is Jarrett Coyne. Pretty good throw there by Springer. Ball came out of the glove of Wright. So a strikeout of Sorensen, but an advance by Coyne. So the winning run at second with 2 out, and here's Aaron Mack. Mack, 2 for 4, a walk, 3 runs scored, and an RBI tonight. And an intentional walk to Aaron Mack. So the game goes into the hands of Austin Toth. Boy, how about if the beer batter hits a game-winning RBI? Austin Toth tonight. Here's the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Toth walked, reached on an air, grounded out, walked, and reached on a fielder's choice. So officially, he's 0 for 3. But he has scored 3 times, and he has driven in a run. That's pretty interesting. 0 for 3, 3 runs scored, and an RBI. No balls and a strike. Toth did not play in that game last week against Oklahoma City, so he did not face Reitmeyer. And the 0-1 is just missing. That was a good pitch by Reitmeyer, 1-1. Coyne will be going on the sound of the bat. Anything out in the outfield you would think would score him. Here's a 1-1. And Toth hits it high out into right field. Coming on is Birch on the run, and he made the catch. And that will end the threat and the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. We will play some free baseball tonight. We go to the 10th. 12-12. Well, for the 3rd time in 7 games, El Dorado will go to extra innings. And the extras have not been kind to the Broncos. They're 0-2-1 in extra inning games. Remember, way back the very first game here against Mulvane. What did we go, 12? And then we just decided that's it. Ran out of pitching. So we go to the 10th. Michael Cheney will be pitching for El Dorado. He was collecting 50-50 money earlier. Usually guys that collect 50-50 don't play, but I had to go to him. Jared Anton will lead it off for Oklahoma City. And the first pitch high, 1-0. Michael Cheney from Arkansas, Monticello, 6'4", 215, hometown, Plano, Texas. Cheney comes into action tonight. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. An ERA north of 10, though. And flipped fouled on the left field line by Anton. Cheney, 21 walks, 11 strikeouts in 13 innings of work. And the 1-1 is hit up the Tanner Sheets, circles it. He's got it over to first, and the first out is retired. So that'll bring up Seth Delgado. Delgado is 1 for 5 tonight with a big 2 RBI single in the 6th inning. Scored, he reached on an error in the 4th and scored. And the pitch from Cheney bounces in, 1-0. Ashton Francis waits on deck for OKC. Here's the 1-0. And that one misses 2-0. Two-0 pitch is bounced towards second. Sheets has it again and over to first and the second out. Boy, a 2-0 ground ball to second is a gift for the Broncos here. And with 2 away, here comes Ashton Francis. The Broncos shutting out OKC in the 9th. That was the OKC scored in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. And fastball in there for strike 1. Francis, 4 flyouts, then was hit by a pitch in the 8th and scored on Inatsugu's 3-run homer. The 0-1 took something off, missed the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1, missing 2-1. Kudos to Aaron Mack on a hot night here in El Dorado. He's gone all 10 innings behind the plate. He has a full-time job. Remember, he fouled one off his foot, too, that pained him for a while tonight. Here's a 2-1. Fastball turfed, 3-1. Turf infield, grass outfield here in El Dorado. A 3-1 count here to Ashton Francis. And it sounded like a broken bat, grounded right back to Cheney. Underhand to Sargent, and got him. A 1-2-3 inning, 3 ground ball outs induced by Michael Cheney. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. El Dorado 12, Oklahoma City 12. Connor Allen to lead it off for El Dorado. Connor is 2 for 5 tonight, 2 doubles, 4 driven in. And Allen now for the season with 19 RBIs. 23 hits, 7 doubles, 4 homers. First pitch to Allen from Reitmeyer, misses. 1-0. Connor looks a little bit outside, 2-0. Here's the 2-0, and that's in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 curveball stayed upstairs. 3-1 to Connor Allen. Jordan Anstandig waiting on deck. Big pitch here from Reitmeyer, and that's a fastball high, ball 4, a leadoff walk. And how many times in these extra inning games against Hayes, Liberal, and now here have the Broncos had the winning run on base? Chance to win. I feel like a broken record. They've had chances. Remember that Liberal extra inning loss, 9 walks by the BJs, only 1 scored. Move runners. Throw over to first. Allen's back in. Allen 2 for 3 on steals, but Anstandig, who can control the bat pretty well, wouldn't be surprised to see him try to lay one down here. Squares, pulls it back. Allen drifted a little bit off, but he's back in. 1-0 to Jordan Anstandig. And a mound visit. Bobby Shore makes as many trips to the mound as maybe a Frank Leo, maybe more. The water gets rough. They get out there. Just let everyone know, here's what's your job. And there's nothing wrong with it. Watch some Wimbledon today. Boy, John Isner, 26-24 in the 5th set he lost. Wimbledon's got to go to a tiebreaker or something. That was an excruciating long match, 6.5 hours. 1 ball and no strikes. Anstandig already squaring, lays it down. Reitmeyer will field, throw to first, close play. They get Anstandig, but a well-placed bunt by Anstandig there. So Brady Sargent, Pete Carvalho hit for Tucker Catlett in the 8th, and then Sargent came in to play first when they moved Sorensen to 3rd. So Sargent's first at bat tonight and a chance to be the hero. 2 chances here for El Dorado. They hope it's only 1 chance. And Reitmeyer chases Allen back. Allen does have good speed. Good hole on the right side for Sargent as Anton tries to keep Allen close. The pitch, and Sargent looked like he was going that way. He fouls it out of play. We're back on the air tomorrow night, same time, 7 o'clock. Game 2 of the 3-game series between OKC and El Dorado. Here comes the 0-1, and that's in there for strike 2. 12-12, bottom of the 10th. Sargent against Reitmeyer, 0 for 3. That was last week. 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, and a strikeout. So chance number 2, it'll be Caleb Littlejim. Littlejim struck out his last time. He is 3 for 5 tonight. And the first pitch is high, fastball, ball 1. The 1-0, and that one missed. 2-0. And the 2-0 to Littlejim is low, 3-0. The Oklahoma City bullpen is busy right now. 24, Sam Milo. We saw Milo last time. So Littlejim will take the intentional pass. So Jarrett Coyne, a chance to be the hero. And again, trying to keep Connor Allen close. Fastball missing, 1-0. Coyne tonight singled his first at bat, reached on an error and scored, grounded out to the pitcher. Fly out to right, hit into a double play, and walked. 1 ball and no strikes. And Coyne slices one into foul territory. That will get out of play. Good chase by Delgado. One ball and 1 strike. And the fastball stayed high, 2-1. Well, my radar indicates maybe some light rain coming here. Connor Allen just took third. That was as much of a delayed steal as I've ever seen. Two balls and a strike to Coyne. And fouled off. Littlejim, they just played off of first now. Littlejim's run doesn't matter. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Jarrett Coyne. And the pitch. High, ball 3. Littlejim goes to second on defensive indifference. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jarrett Coyne. The pitch. And Coyne fouls it straight back. If my radar is correct, very, very shortly, some light rain will be approaching El Dorado here. Nothing strong. And another 3-2 pitch. Connor Allen at third. Caleb Littlejim at second. The pitch. Coyne bounces it up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Anton has it. Throw to first is not in time. And the Broncos win. It'll be a base hit for Jarrett Coyne. And a much-needed win for the Broncos. Tough play for Anton. His momentum was taking him towards third. And it's good to see a little excitement from this crew. There you go. You can see him out there smothering Jarrett Coyne. Infield single. Yep. Connor Allen getting to third. And then Little Jim's indifference to second made the difference right there. So the El Dorado Broncos get a much-needed win after a tough series with Liberal, and it's a 13-12 win. 13 runs, 16 hits, 4 errors for El Dorado. 12 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors for Oklahoma City. The winning pitcher is Michael Cheney, and the losing pitcher is Andrew Reitmeyer. Is that right? Yeah, Andrew Reitmeyer. Time of tonight's game, 3 hours and 27 minutes. Broncos have won 3 in a row against Oklahoma City. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have it for you here on YouTube. Thanks so much for all the comments. Fun to visit with all of you here on the air. And we look forward to doing it tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Friday, everybody. Until tomorrow, Kurt Caden saying good night from El Dorado.